Hello, everybody. Good morning. Happy Chakradventure day, 7, day 8, no, day 6 of this Chakradventure. So today we are going to talk about the third eye chakra. We haven't done a recording yet for the heart chakra and the throat chakra yesterday. It's been postponed, but I hope you've been feeling this giant wave of energy since we started the challenge on the 10th with the portal of the 11/11. I know it might sound sometimes crazy, and I joke, I post like funny stuff. I try to kind of de-dramatize, all this like mystical stuff, and sometimes looking maybe stupid, but for real, really, there is some incredible, huge things happening. And today was really the day I was looking forward to, and I have so much stuff I want to talk to you about because everything really is coming together. So we're going to talk about the revelation of the prophecies, which is a topic that I really love. I'm passionate about anthropology, worldwide cultures, languages, symbolism, nature, the messages, synchronicities, the magic. All of this is found in the prophecies, was written in the sacred sites. If you have traveled and visited sacred sites in different places around the world, if you follow Resonance Science Foundation, if you follow the Shift Network or Billy Carson, or if you followed my page for a long time, when I started posting about the symbols, where they come from, Robert Grant, they just came back to Egypt. We're going to Egypt with Matthias De Stefano in February. Let me show you this program. I'm going to share my screen with you for this little introduction. This program, okay. So you see, I invited all of these amazing people that I consider my soul family and friends of heart, and because we all are studying these topics, right, that are just incredible and change completely your life, and everything is related in all the sacred civilization like Egypt or the Incas and stuff like that. They were relating everything, the cosmos with the archaeology, the architecture, the mathematics, the science, the health, the self-development. Okay, this is a big part, what we call now self-development, business, everything that makes you improve your own life. This is super big because you can be successful in all your areas of your life. If you don't have the love, if you don't have the respect, if you don't have the dreams, if you're not yourself good to motivate yourself in the morning, you can do the work, but you're not going to feel the energy, that you want to transfer with it. So this is why sometimes I'm not on time, sometimes it's all messed up, but I need to be in a good state. You need to be in a good state as well for being able to open these channels and welcome more. And we were saying with Adam Apollo that we had this conference on the 13th about the future of technology. That was amazing. Oh my God, I'm so grateful. There was such a good conversation, and there was such a good conversation, and I hope we will do an episode 2, really, because questions and answers opens to more, and friendships and stuff like that. So I invited all of them, and some of them could, some of them can't, but it's okay because I want to talk to you about all of them because it's all a key of the puzzle, and in Egypt, they had 7 schools, right? Or maybe more schools, okay? Like I said, I'm not a specialist of all of these topics. That's why I recommend, I put the pieces all together, okay? I connect the dots. This is my thing. And see, today we're talking about the eye, the third eye, okay? The eye that sees everything, that connects everything. And I want to show you this painting called Ujat, which is the name of the third eye, the eye of Horus, the eye that sees it all, the eye that connects everything. And you see there is the eye in the center, and there is all the keys, the Ankh, the key of life. And this is what I'm going to do today, really recommend you, redirect you to all the specialists. If you like the topics, if you like to talk about the Pachamama, the prophecy, of course, I do it. Of course, if you're interested of all of that and you want to have a glimpse of all of these topics, sign up for my courses, my angel pack. I'm going to show you some of the jewelry that I include in the angel pack as well. I talk about all the energies it's created, how the telepathic abilities and all of that, right? But I want to believe in collaboration and not competition. We all, you know, this is the new world. And right now the prophecies, it has been written that there will be a great divide. Okay, there will be a great divide because we have been exploring left and right, you know, how we can improve our way of life, how the technology is improving. And thanks to that, we get better and better and better. And there has been mistakes, there's been confusions, there's been questions, but this is how we get better. And how now it's the time of the great reconciliation, right? All this was written. So I'm going to explain all of that. And you see, everybody has a key. We're all an important piece of the puzzle. This one has the Caduceus. Okay, but this is just incredible. Like, this is going to blow your mind. It's just, this is why I stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning, decrypting messages and codes. And I really mostly, I want to tell you how it works. Okay, and I'm paying tribute. This Chakradventure this week was also to pay tribute to all the people who inspired me, like Luminous, for example, who was already talking about this in 2014 when I got to the US, and I didn't find a job right away when I came here. And this is when I started painting and stuff. But in the end, I had more time to watch all these video conferences. I had more time to start painting, to explore all of that I wouldn't have if everything had gone my way, the way I wanted it, to continue my career and be a teacher and be a cultural coordinator. It's amazing. I love it. I would have been in the rush of the events and be amazing at it, but maybe I need this time to go deeper in each of the topics to connect all these people, right? And we're in a time where our own success is so important, okay? The capitalism has made us dependent. We depend on the money. We have to have a roof. We have to have a situation, okay? And Adam was talking about how we can have this more collaborative system, right? With the NFTs, how someone puts an art out there and then someone will buy it, someone will buy it, and on the other side of the chain, the first one of the chain still collects and profits from all of that, right? It's a collaborative system. It's not just an exchange, give and take, right? Like Dean says, a mind plus another mind create a third mind. Adam shows how it's a blockchain, right? And all of these ideas together, we're creating this new world. So it's just incredible because we are changing, shifting completely the world. And it's written in the stars. It's written in our DNA. This is the symbol of the Caduceus, the symbol of the medicine. This was the cane of Imhotep. We'll talk about it tomorrow when we talk about the gods and goddesses, who was the architect in Egypt, and he was deified then. This was his cane, with the symbol of the pineal gland, which is the third eye, connected to, you see, the 7 levels, the 7 chakras, the Kundalini, the snake, all of this. And you know, why, first off, okay, so I'm paying tribute to all of these people, okay, the guardians of the galaxy, because if one person tells you, maybe you're not going to believe it. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the Tablets of Emerald, right, by Billy Carson, but maybe If he will tell you, you'll be like, yeah, that's his book. Of course, he's gonna tell you that's awesome and that's true. Why would I believe it? He's trying to sell his stuff. When I'm trying to sell my stuff, oh yeah, sure, she's trying to sell her crystal. Why? And then I take another book and it's written the same thing. And then this other guy says the same thing. So this is why it's so important that we connect all of us, that this competition, this survival mode, that we have to make it in the capitalism that nowadays we can transform it into collaboration, a collaborative system, okay? Because there's no two persons that do the same thing. And, you know, yesterday I posted something and right after there were other people who posted the same thing. And I was so excited, instead of being like, oh my God, I can't believe she's doing the same thing. Like, you know, that's my thing. No, I was like, oh my God, that's our thing. Like, she's doing it too, and she's doing too, and he's doing it too, because we are covering all these areas around the world that then we cover and we transition this way. Okay, so why does it work? Like, why does it work? I'm telling you how it works. Okay, I have my Chakana behind me. The Chakana, I'm going to show you this book, The Enigma of Machu Picchu. I'm going to talk to you about the Tablets of Emerald. I'm going to talk to you about another secret book, two other secret books. If you watch till the end, it's written in there. Oh my God, it's so much. Okay, let's do step by step. Okay, when I was 14, okay, so I want to thank my friends. I want to thank you, start with that, because we're aligning our chakras, and it's not just, oh, I'm working on this chakra today. Okay, cool. Oh, I'm working today. Okay, working on this chakra. It's a mechanism, right? They all connected together. So while you realign one, you realign another, and then it all adjusts like that. So if you look at my Chakradventure at the page on my website, the page has been moving all week. Like, it's not the same as it was at the beginning. The things I posted there's some videos and stuff, they shifted. Okay, even the PDF, I redo the PDF 2 times, 3 times, it shifts, because I'm not the same person I was a week ago. And if you think it's just a few posts and stuff, no, it's a complete wave that's taking all of us at the same time, and that is transforming us. Okay, thanks. I posted my throat chakra yesterday because I had a lot to say. You know, there is a lot I'm carrying. All of this, you know, if you've been discovering things and you can believe it, maybe you talk about it to people, maybe you're starting a business and you don't have the support that you want. All of that, or maybe you have secrets, you don't know who to talk to you about it. All this is things you're carrying, you have the grudges, you have, or simply you don't know you don't know who to talk to about it. You don't, okay, so you're carrying all that. So the throat chakra was the day where I wrote a lot, and maybe you created, I don't know. Once I let it out, my energy shifted. Okay, Dean wrote yesterday a text, and he was saying, what's your vision? Okay, what is your vision? You can't go towards your goals if you don't know what is your vision. Okay, so write it down. I was talking about the vision board. By the way, I have this vision board workshop on my website for $11, where I have 4 sessions. A session where I introduce all of the paintings, a session where I talk about the vision boards, the chakana, okay, the chakana, all that. $11, okay, $11, and the shape shifting as well. All of that. Okay, this is an amazing pack. I recommend that you go watch these videos afterwards. And in my angel pack, I also describe all of this concept more in details. And this is what I'm doing today, showing you books, kind of a library session, exploring, studying, like we're in class together, right? If you were doing a class in research, this is what I want it to be, because I didn't read the whole book before. I'm like, oh, I wanted to read the whole book, but it's okay. We're going to read it together. We're discovering together. Okay. So where was I going with that? The vision board. After I wrote, took me the whole day to write. And after I wrote that, what is my vision? What do I want to do? I want to do my oracle for the children. Okay. Because I do believe my painting is super powerful and energetic, and my writing has light codes as well. When I download things, it's like 10,000. I don't even have time to write everything. It's like, wow, I'm writing. For the children, because once we bring the consciousness to the children, the work is done. That's it. The generation will grow. You know, Dean was saying how he's been grinding and how many doors were closed for you. You know, how many doors have knocked at, hey, you want a partner? Hey, you want to work together? Hey, let's do that. Hey, I want to apply for this job. Like, you know how many times I've heard no or no answer? This is even worse. Like just staying, you know, hanging there, like, yes, no, maybe, I don't know. And after, he's like, you know, it took me 25 years, maybe a lifetime, you know, to reach the dreams. But thanks to him, thanks to them, everything they're doing, everything, their research, their work, the people who didn't take no for an answer and who dared, this was the hardest when, you know, the communism, oh my God, in this book, they were just saying, they were like, where is it? I'll explain better. How the communism, right? When there were Karl Marx and stuff, this has been illegal. The communism, putting things in common, and the capitalism, and just like when religions came and they wanted to, you know, instead of being a collaborative institution of new religions, it's been, no, we impose our religion, now your culture is going to disappear. This is how in Peru or in the indigenous cultures and stuff like that, they denied their own culture because they wanted the new, because they done a brainwash, okay, for installing the new religion, the new thing, the capitalism, okay. So these people who were like brave enough to break the mindset, to recode the mindset and stuff like that, all this work that took years, now it's no longer going to take 25 years. For me, it's going to take 7 years. And now that we're all coming together for the next, it's going to take 2 years. And for our kids, once they have the oracle, they're going to grow with that, then it's going to be right away. They're going to be in the way, you know, in the way of consciousness and evolution, be open. So, and the book, oh my God, I was just reading the book and this is incredible. I should have highlighted it because now I'm looking, but they say now it's going to be in 2 generations. Where is it that it says that? This would happen after the year 2000, asked Elo as he looked at me in a peculiar way. Let's say around 2030 now. Yes, this nearly corresponds to dates announced for the full reactivation of the Inca culture. And in the meantime, what will happen? The first alternative will probably test it out. Could this process already be on its way, Professor? The Quipus don't mention it. The Quipus, they're, oh, I thought I was wearing it. The Quipus, they're the little gods, the Apu and the little divinities like that, the gods of medicines. And the quality is not really great. My brain was overheating with thousands of suppositions. Don Amadeo had given us a magical religious appreciation of the theory of the Inca's return, but the Amauta was talking in more concrete terms. Okay, first, okay, there seem to be 2 alternatives. One is to try to create a new man out of the ethnic half-breed by using a very drastic social treatment, which would erase in him any kind of harmful heritage left by the invaders. Guess what? This is what's happening right now with the COVID, right? We're trying to eradicate a big part of the population. The other is to reactivate the Andean man into 2 generations. Okay, and this was written in 2011. Like I said, now we're the Wheel of Time. I posted this morning a beautiful artwork by Anna Masters from Galerie Bartou in Saint-Paul-de-Vence, where I was in the summer. The Wheel of Time, we're accelerating by coming together, all this knowledge, the Wheel of Time. And why am I recommending all these specialists? Because they make us gain so much time. Like Billy Carson, why do I do these interviews? Because instead of me going to make all the research and staying with my questions, Now, I had questions about the colloidal silver, okay, for months, because someone recommended the colloidal silver. And then I was like, okay, but we complain that in the vaccines, they have heavy metals, right, in the vaccines, and we don't want to put this in our body. So why would we put colloidal silver? So I was kind of reluctant to give it to my son. And then I saw this conference with Billy Carson, and he explains how it's like, you know, a energetic reaction, like electrolytes and stuff like that, and in our body. But honestly, I might have to redo it. I didn't have the full answer, but I trust him. He says it, I trust him. I don't need to go remake the entire inquiry and research and stuff like that, because I know the guy. I trust what he says. Okay, colloidal silver, fine, I'll do it. Adam, I've been wondering for the solar panel. Okay, I believe solar panels are great. I believe, you know, the sun energy is amazing, but what are the solar panels? What if, you know, it takes forever to recycle them? What if we outdated by other technologies? So I asked Adam. Adam tells me, yes, go solar panel. Okay, I trust him. That's it. I'm done with doing my research. I trust him. So find the people who resonate with you, that you trust, and you know they're specialists, and you can trust them and go from there and go further. Okay, this is important. And the trust, the collaborative society and the trust is so important, because yes, this is we're going to go faster, okay, and be stronger. So all of that is written. And why do I know it works? I'm going to tell you. This book, Rituel de Magie Blanche. Okay, white magic. Okay, so I'm not into rituals. I don't do spells. Oh, I'm going to put a spell on this person, whatever. It's just when I was younger, I bought this when I was 11, really young. I was always interested in these UFOs, what is magic, always. So the first time I went out downtown to the library and I bought this one, it's like, oh, what is this ritual? Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this witch stuff, you know. And I remember one of the first ritual was like to put a circle of salt around you, and with the 4 poles, you know, the north, east, south, west, and call on the guardians of the elements. And so I did it. My mom was at work, you know, I was by myself in the house, I'm here with my giant bag of salt in the living room, putting salt all around and stuff like that. And I recite the incantation, and you're kind of expecting, yeah, you know, like I was watching this show, Charmed. And I was like, okay, when are they going to show up, you know, in the living room? And of course, nothing showed up. And I was like, oh, okay, well, this stuff doesn't work, you know. And then, you know, I kept reading it, but I didn't really continue that, because, you know, I was like expecting to see with my eyes, like, whoa, where is the whatever, the guardian stuff appear. And yesterday I read it. I don't know why. I have a vision, right? I have a vision. I'm here writing. It happens at night a lot. Oh my God. It's all over the place, as always, but it's okay. You know, I posted yesterday this video from The Mask. The Mask, you know, when he has the mask, he goes to the therapist, the specialist about the mask, right? And he goes in front of him, he's like, yeah, this mask gives me superpowers and stuff like that. And the guy is like completely skeptical, you know, he's like, yeah, sure, you know, even though the guy is the one who makes the research, he should be like, oh yeah, show me, what is it? Oh my God. And he's here putting the mask, and he knows it's working. He's experienced it, he knows it, and he puts it, and he's like, ah, and nothing happens, you know, and he's trying to prove him, and it doesn't work. And so of course the specialist like looks at him like, yeah, okay. But I thought that was so funny, because that was exactly it, which, by the way, and the mask works only at night, right? And by the way, I last night I thought that the mask is a metaphor for weed and the sacred plant and cannabis, okay, and the ayahuasca and the coca. In this book, they talk about the sacred plant, the coca leaf. and how the coca leaf, I'm going to read the extract, how the coca leaf was sacred. Where? I'm just going to tell you. You believe me on words, and then I'll read the extract. They talk about the coca leaf, how it's the sacred plant, okay, that is going to destroy the world because of the cocaine and the drugs, and how so it's not the cocaine that's going to destroy the world. It's the way they transform the original plant. Right? All the doctors, they go find their resources in the plants, in the nature, in the jungle, and then they transform it, they convert it into chemicals that we call drugs nowadays. So it's not the coca itself. The coca, when you go to the Andes, they give, because you're in altitude. So you're in, this is so interesting. Listen to that. You're in altitude physically, right? Your body, physical, in the mountain. And so literally when you get to Cusco, right away you have a headache. Okay, if you're trying to walk, you go up the stairs a little bit in the village, you start having a headache. You start feeling lightheaded and a headache and stuff. Your appetite is cut. You know, your body needs to adjust to the altitude. Just the same way when you dive and you go under the water, you have this palier. I don't know how you call it in English. And so you drink the coca leaf because it adjusts the vibration of your body, and it adjusts you to the altitude, right? And so for me, weed, cannabis is the same thing with the consciousness. All right, it's when I smoke, so most of the time in the evening, it opens up my consciousness, but not only it's the mask to me is a symbol of how weed enhance your wilderness, you know, the wild within you, and the confidence. You know, as soon as he puts the mask, he's crazy, he's confident, you know, he takes life and he accomplishes all the crazy stuff. He gets to the club where he was never allowed before. He gets there, you know, and he gets the girl and stuff. So the weed for me, this is how it acts. Like, it really opens your channel. I get more visions, and without just the weed, but when you're in between two sleeps. So when you're in between, in the evening, most of the time I'm writing on my computer and I'm like almost falling asleep, you know, and this is when because the mind shuts off, the mind is turned off. The mind is not going to be telling you, oh no, you're dreaming, oh no, that's crazy, oh no, you're already in the dream world almost. And so you can connect. And this is when I receive most of the information, the visions. And so I'm here and I'm like, I see this book open from Da Vinci. Okay, I see the book open from Da Vinci. And I see a black cat. Things have nothing to do from one to another, right? I see a black cat. And then this sonnet from Shakespeare, you know, Alan Green, he's doing this study from Shakespeare, how Shakespeare encoded information about the pyramids, about the work of Da Vinci. And all this is connecting together, even if it's two different times in history. I don't know why I see that. And I received this information. I see like letters start to highlight and words that needs to be replaced. Replace the word and the entire text will have a different meaning. So I write it down already, you know, so I don't forget. And I have lots of visions like this that I write down, and I think I'm going to analyze it a certain way. And then the day after, 2 days after, it leads me to something else. This is how it works. You receive an information, it unlocks to another one, and unlocks to another one, and unlocks to another one. And then last night, I was still 3 in the morning, I was there decoding like these like magical things. The, you know, the Sator, Arepa, Tenet, Rotas thing, magic. And so you see, from a thing to another, it's like, oh my God, I love lasagna. And so I go to get this book. All this for that, you see? So it's not a straight line. It's definitely twists and turns. But it's so passionating, though. It's so passionating. Rituel de Magie Blanche. And I open it, page 88. I open it, page 88. This book that I haven't looked at since I was maybe 11 or 14. And they say, I'm going to translate. On this base of rules of the gematry, each word can be replaced by another that has the same numerical value. Of this sort, a vast number of verses from the Ancient Testament can take completely different significations. Okay, and on this base, we can say that the real word is equivalent to the Thai word on the system. And so that is crazy. This is exactly the information that I had the day before. And so why is it important? Because now when I have a vision, I trust it, because this has happened so many times over and over and over and over, that when I would be like, oh no, this isn't real, oh, this is a little too much, you know, you're in a matrix, whatever. You see my beautiful Pachamama that I have here, that is like rooting in everything. You see the roots, the elements, rooting in everywhere. Like they say in the book, the return of the Incas is going to come. This makes you understand a little more how we are supposed to work, how we are in this matrix, how we are able to connect to the information. So now, instead of letting the machines take over like in Matrix, this is the pivoting point when we take over. Okay, we stop processing everything that much. The coca leaf is amazing, but they turned it into cocaine. That is the public enemy. The weed that is like amazing, like to balance everything. Now they made it illegal. So luckily here in Florida, it's legal. The ayahuasca, it's, you know, many people who do ayahuasca, they came back transformed. The one day I was in talking about this video game simulation. One day I was in mushrooms when I was younger. I was mushrooms and I started seeing everything in 2D. Everything in 2D, like literally we are in a video game. And I can feel there is someone watching. Like I can feel, oh my God, I'm in a video game. It's like someone is playing the remote, right? What am I even in control of my own life? And when you see all these signs all over the place, all the time, you're like, okay, yes, it's time we realize it. So why am I saying that? Because hold on, let me put my ID straight, because it's a lot. The original angel. Yes, when you watch this show, The Original Angel, at the end of the season. Okay, if you haven't watched the The Original Angel, it's a good show. So pass like 2 minutes from now, because I'm going to give you the end of the season. But when they like realize that it's like a world within a world within a world, at the end, and you're like, wow, this is blowing your mind. This is crazy. We are so tiny, yet we are so big, you know. And so I keep reading the book, and they're talking about plants. We're going to talk more about this on the Star Chakra. I'm keeping this book for the day of the Star Chakra with Marcy, but they're talking about how the metals, the planets are related to a metal as well. And they were talking about the colloidal silver the other day. And I just got back buying all these beautiful jewelry that are also going to be in the angel pack. Look at that, the silver. Oh, you can't really see the quality. But so yeah, we are everything coming into place. And like I said, if so I'm here to tell you how crazy, because all of these things that when I was 11 and I did this little ritual and I didn't think it worked, it worked because this is like my full life right now, that I'm discovering all these things. And even without knowing it, I was experiencing it. Okay, so one of the craziest things, okay, let's talk about this one now. Okay, I'm gonna do in chronology. Okay, so shall I? Okay, yeah, let me finish with this one, because I started with the Pachamama. Okay, I started with the Pachamama. So you see the mask as well, like the face of the Pachamama as well, how your true essence, the mask is who he really is, what his fantasies, who he wish that he would dare be, that he is not in his everyday life, that comes to life with the mask. This is what Pachamama wants us to be. This is why Pachamama comes like deep within. It has to root into the reality before it takes over, and we have no choice now that saying, okay, now I am nature, now I'm listening to the magic. Okay, because life is boring. I don't want to be just like listening to what I'm told to do or told to be, or where I should work, or no, I want my life to be magic. I want to have, and there are different possibilities, you know, but you don't want to settle for what people tell you. And maybe my dreams, my things that I'm excited about is not the same as someone else, and that's fine. We're all different. Okay, so let me see. I'm recording. I don't know how long I've been recording. It's kind of a long introduction. Okay, so the prophecies. And I'm going to do cards too. It's going to be a long session. Grab some lunch, paint, you know, at the same time. All right, so the Enema of Machu Picchu, the return of the prophecies. When I was in Peru, I met the author of this book, and I started reading an extract the other day where I started reading an extract, kind of like a teaser, and then my computer got shut off. Let me see how much battery I have. If my computer gets shut off, I will be really sad, really mad. I can't plug it. Okay. In Machu Picchu, yes. Oh yeah, we were talking about that, right? So I'm going to read an extract, and then I'm going to talk about the legend of the eagle and the condor. Excuse me, I couldn't. But does this mean that I might be not sure that Huayna Capac divided in the country? This is an example of another one of the invaders' false interpretation. One didn't get to be Inca because he was his daddy's little son. The candidates had to compete in competition of wisdom, knowledge, steadiness, and bravery. The sovereign sons entered into competition with the aspirant of other Spanaka or Ayllus who came from distant territories of the Tawantinsuyo. The Tawantinsuyo was the four empires of the Inca. The selva, which is the forest, the sierra, which is the mountain, selva, sierra, the costa, la playa, y sierra, and sierra is selva. Yeah, and there is another one, and it was how they divided their territory in four, right? Because you have everything in Peru. You have the jungle, you have the mountain, you have the coast, you have the desert as well. And the quarantine, I got back to our subject. Did it take place? No. In Machu Picchu, there are underground rooms and secret passages. When Maita found out that Atahualpa, full of anger, had ordered the execution of all the Inca Ayahuasca principal servants, he gave the order to his team to evacuate Machu Picchu and take refuge in the hidden city. They took their equipment and laboratories, as well as any clue which could give their secret away. But the people who had to live in Uku Cusco first had to adapt to a new climate and atmospheric pressure. So in order to achieve this, they had to use special serums made from the sacred coca. Many died during the process, particularly the elders who suffered heart failures. The younger and stronger ones, like Maita, went on with the process. And how old was this Inca then? Well, Maita was already 160 years old, but he looked young and robust. During the time period which preceded his quarantine, he traveled to Patalca, to his father's Huaca, where the great Pachacutec rested for eternity. There, accompanied by a high priest of the sun, he rendered him homage and then returned to Machu Picchu one more time, which had been completely abandoned. And then they talk about how the vipers took over, and that's how they protected the land for years. And you know, when you go to Mexico, when I went to Mexico to Tulum, mostly, that was crazy because there are these iguanas everywhere, but they have such an energy of guardians. If you go there, look at the iguanas. They are the guardians of the ruins. And I really feel like they reincarnated. There were a lot of souls of the Mayans who reincarnated in these iguanas just to anchor the energy still and to like camouflage, to still be there and keeping an eye and protecting the land. You will see they have this presence, right? This I don't know, they're like, they own the place. I love it. And I have, and you know, when you astral travel, in one of the description for the challenge for yesterday, the description was also like an astral travel, right? That I took that from Lulumineuse, that was doing her videos to learn how to astral travel. That is actually super simple. You imagine yourself going to Machu Picchu. This is the first place I went to, you know, every time I was astral traveling, I was like, oh, I don't know where we'll go. Okay, let's go to Machu Picchu. And you're there and you can see that all this information is real. And the other day I had 3 dreams. I'm going to say everything now because I want to make more space for welcoming new stuff, right? And so I'm putting everything in these videos. And this is probably going to be taken to a masterclass as well. So if you have the opportunity to watch right now, do it. I had 3 dreams. One day I had the dream that I was in Nice. I was in France. Okay, maybe I'm gonna give the location, but I was in France, right, in Nice, and there was a wave coming, right? There was a wave coming, and there were these beings that came and took us to go in a safe place, right? So they were like, oh, come follow me, follow us, we're going to take you to a safe place. So we follow them and we go. I know exactly where is the place. It's like, but once again, maybe it's a metaphor, maybe it's a symbol. Okay, so it doesn't mean that there is actually an underground tunnel there, but so we got there. It's like, I don't know if I should say it or not. It's like, well, maybe if you're there, you want to go investigate. So it's under the castle, you know, the castle of Nice. We have this beautiful castle, and there is the port, right? There is the lighthouse there, and wow, they take us underground there. Okay, there is a way to go underground there, and then there is a door, but no one sees the door. It's, if they don't show you where it is, you can, unless you know where it is, you can't see it. It's like a door that activates the energy. And they open the door and we go underground there. And then we end up on a ship. And we're on a ship. Wow. You see the importance of like liberating the information, because it liberates more. And so it's completely metaphors, right? It's completely metaphorical. And we go on this ship and we know we're safe. There's a lot of people there that put safe, and we're waiting pretty much on the wave to come. And there's this dark cloud, dark wave, like the dark cloud where you can't see anything, right? It's like you're in the unknown. And so everybody's in the unknown, like what is going to happen? What is going to be? Are we scared or not? But I wasn't scared. I was with Esteban. Esteban was with me. And I wasn't scared for my pets. I wasn't scared for my husband. I knew everything was in the plan, right? Where everybody was how it's supposed to be. So I was like, that's crazy, because you see, at the time when I saw that, I was like, I don't understand why I wasn't scared for Nikita, my cat, but she passed away. So that's why I was looking for her. The wave comes, like the dark clouds, everything becomes super dark, like comes and like, and all of a sudden, it's like this beautiful light. It's like amazing light, like this. Amazing lights like abalone, right? Mother of pearls, abalone. The water, the reflection of the sun in the water, everything is bright. There was dolphins. And last time I went to France, 4 years ago, no, last time when there was the COVID, there was not tourism in France because there was no one allowed for the COVID. So there was a lot less boats, a lot less people on the Bay of Angels. And there were dolphins. It was the first time of my life I would see dolphins there. And in my dream, after the dark time, then the dolphins came and they were playing, right? And there was this beautiful light. And now I'm like, wow, my dream is happening now. This is the COVID, all this time where we've been isolated. We don't know what's next, what's coming on. The great divide. Everybody's so isolated. We're all suffering from it. It's horrible. But then we're in the boat. It's like an ark, okay, where they saved the people to go in the ark to save the humankind. And we're all together. And then we're over there, we go out and we know we get to start over. And this comes now to what I want to talk about, this legend about the Condor and the eagle. So in Peru, in the Inca, in South America, you have this legend, this prophecy of the Condor and the eagle. So I'm just going to read it. I have prepared it. I'm going to share the screen. This is my dream team. You see, this is everybody I was talking to you about. You see, we have Jamie and Nassima Romain from Resonance Science Foundation, Adam Apollo, that we had a conference all together, Billy Carson, who wrote the Tablets of Emerald, Ellen DeGeneres, oh my God, she's such a sweet heart. And I love this picture when she got a medal from President Obama. Okay, I think it's the Legion of Honor that she had received from President Obama. These are two of my favorite people. And Robert Grant, who just came back from Egypt, and they just discovered the Condor, the encryptions in the pyramids with the eagle and the phoenix behind it. Okay, so this is interesting. Keep this in mind because I'm going to talk about it. And Melissa, that we talked about the sacred temple, and Dean Schneider here, he has a reserve in Africa called Akuna Mipaka, and he raises lions and he educates us about the behaviors of the animals. And we connected with our instincts, understanding ourselves through the animals. Lulumineuse, that I talked about as well, that I've been following for a long time and inspired from her work also to translate in English for the US. Laetitia, we postponed the conference, but we are going to do it. She's amazing. She really changed my view on this universal language, how everything has a deep meaning. And she's really wonderful. I can't wait for this conference. Of course, Dean Graziosi, Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson's my mentors, then dear friends. Oh my God, I love them. Cannot repeat it enough how much, they changed my life, but not only me, the life of many. And, they're healers they know. It's like crazy. It's like insane. It's like you can't even imagine the shift of energy. Like I watch a video from Dean, or I see a text, or I watch a training with Tony Robbins, or a newsletter from Russell. That comes just at this time when you need it, and it's just your energy shifts instantly. Like Dean is the magical human, you know. He's got his message. And he's grinded, you know, to achieve all of that and to make our own life faster and better and stuff. But it's not just that. It's the healer that just by their presence, they completely shift their energy. Yesterday, after reading this vision board thing, my energy completely shifted, and I went back to my website and I changed my PDF. And I was like, okay, I readjust, and my energy has shifted. So I readjust because this is no longer the energy I want to spread out. This has been healed for me and the collective. We go to the next level. So important. And then Puma. Freddy Kispe-Singona, who works with the Chief Network. And if you're interested about all these prophecies, the Andean shamanic polo, Puma is amazing. You know, he's from Chincheros. I've been there. It's an amazing village, super connected. Everybody's super connected there. And he's an amazing shaman. He can talk to you about the Chakana. He has his new course about the Chakana. I want to do it. I want to know more about it. I know this is a portal. There is one behind me. You can see. This is completely incredible. If you take my vision board workshop, you will see what happened with my ring. I lost the ring, and then the ring reappeared with the Chakana. You know, there is content. This is a school. This is not just my stuff. This is literally an entire school that is being created, the new school. And this is, you know, we need to show this to our children. What was I looking for? Oh yeah, the legend, right? Okay, so the first site, blog Pachamama. You see, that's funny. The first time I found was Pachamama. It's like my website. It's not my website. It's another one. Pachamama Alliance. Look at that. Okay, the eagle and the condor is an ancient prophecy that speaks of human society splitting into two paths, that of the eagle and that of the condor. So the eagle and the condor prophecy of the Amazon speaks of long ago when human society splits into two different paths. The path of the condor is the path of heart, of intuition, and of the feminine. The path of the eagle is the path of the mind, the industrial, and the masculine. The eagle and condor prophecy says that the 1490s would begin a 500 years period during which the eagle people would become so powerful that they would nearly drive the condor people out of existence. This can be seen in the conquering of Americas and the killing of oppressing of the indigenous people in the subsequent 500 years up to and including today. The prophecy says that during the next 500 years period, beginning in the 90s, the potential would arise for the eagle and the condor to come together, to fly in the same sky, and to create a new level of consciousness for humanity. The prophecy only speaks of the potential, so it's up to humanity to activate this potential and ensure that a new consciousness is allowed to arise. Right. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it crazy? Okay, let me see. Isn't it crazy? So the condor, of course, represents South America, okay? The Incas, the condor is the symbol. Literally, when you look at the Chakana, okay, the Peru has 4 spirit animals. The condor, the celestial realms, kingdom of the gods, of the skies, that sees everything, super precision. The puma, okay, which is the king of the lands, hunter and humans and the physical world. right, where we live in, foot on the ground. The hummingbirds, right, which is intermediate between the higher skies and the human, the hummingbird, the spirit, and the snake underground, the death, the astral world, the unseen, right? So the 4 animals. The condor, I start having a headache. It's like a lot of information. The condor symbolizes the South America, all this ancestral knowledge, right? And the eagle is the one of the symbol animal of America, the North world, the industrialization, capitalism, all of that. And it's true for all these years, but it's normal. It's not negative, it's normal, because we have been looking for technology. We have been for ways to improve our life. We no longer live in, you know, when you go to Peru, you go to the Uros, the island Uros, they're all made of wheat and stuff like that, you know, but I'm telling you, I've slept there at night. I'm on in an island, I freeze my ass off, like, it's cold. I'm glad I'm living in my house with the heater, and I'm glad to have the technology, you know, and the comfort. So they're impressive. Oh, my phone is ringing. So we've had to find the comfort. There were diseases. We've had to learn to process, to turn the plants into mass medicine for everybody. How there were plagues of sicknesses that we needed to find mass solutions. So all of that is part of the process of technology. But now that we've reached a point where we're able to, we reach a point where there is this divide, there is this divide in consciousness, because the religion, I was talking about it, the religions is not something old. The religion is something pretty new. 2,000 years old is not a lot. 2,000, or Buddhism a little bit more, to 2,500 years ago, Buddha, 500 years before Jesus. And we've explored the religion. What is all the secrets of the Bible? What is all the secrets of all this religion? So people went dive deep into it. Oh, this is my religion. Then dive into Buddha. This is my religion. You know, but then we got the point of this separation that we realized we don't need to put walls in between, because they're all connected. All the religions, they're for love. And the finding the divinity, reconnecting with the divine and stuff like that. So nowadays there's this new consciousness that kind of is trying to reunify everything. So this great divide, yeah, like I was saying on my Facebook, the plastic, we've reached, you know, did I say that already, or was it on my Facebook? I don't want to repeat too much, but you know, how do we keep the food for so long thanks to the plastic? How we don't damage the food, and we're able to have food from all around the world thanks to the plastic and the wrapping, all of that. But we reached the point that it's accumulated so much that everybody needs to be involved to know, okay, what at the end of the chain and how do we recycle it? So this is where we are now. And we're like, okay, all this technology, all these drugs, like they say in the book here, how they say the cocaine, the drugs is what's going to lose the people, but it's not the cocaine itself. It's the drugs, the medicine, okay, the financial interest into the pharmaceutical, for example. Imagine everybody smokes weed now, no one is sick anymore. That's it. When I smoke weed, I am never sick. Never. Okay, the only time when I was sick is when I started vaping, because sometimes people try to convince you that you have to stop smoking. And I was like, okay, I need to stop smoking. It's not good for my lungs. Okay, well, I'm going to stop vaping instead. And I started vaping, which has completely destroyed my lungs in very short time. And that I was diagnosed with, how do you call it? It's like cracks in your lungs, literally because of that and other stuff that was also consciousness related and psychological related. But there's no coincidence, you know. But literally, when I smoke weed, I am never sick because I'm more connected to what my body needs, what I need to eat. It processes the energy faster, so you don't keep the virus, the things within you, okay? And in my house, every single time one of us starts getting sick, everybody gets sick. I don't. I get sick for half a day. My throat hurts a little bit. I get sick for like half a day, and then I'm sick, and then I'm done. And then my son and my ex-husband, and for a week, they're like, oh, we're sick, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, because I don't know, it's like what you feed your body with. We're not all equal, you know, facing a virus. All right, so imagine everybody smokes weed, or imagine everybody finds their thing that works for them. We would never have to use a medicine or drugs anymore. When I say drugs, I'm talking about the pharmaceuticals. So this is like a transition, pretty much. Okay, so the North and the South kingdoms are reuniting. Okay, and you see that, and they found in Egypt this eagle and phoenix, okay, engraved in the pyramids. Has nothing to do with the Incas, but it's still there. So why the eagle and the phoenix, which you can't really tell if it's a phoenix or if it's a condor, but the phoenix can also represent the return of the condor, right? So the era of fire, and we were all fire, you know, the trip in Egypt is called fire and stuff, but now we're also reconnecting with the air, okay? The air, all these telepathy. Oh, I don't like that the color is bad, like it's like all white. It's like the air, right? We're in the air. Telepathy, the technology, the Wi-Fi, all of that, we're in the air. All this is the air element that we are here, right? So let me take a break. I'm going to do a little element card from the Elemental Oracle. Just take a break. So it was written in the pyramid, it was written in the Incas, in the books, in everywhere, that there is a time right now where we're the great unification. Okay, the unification of the religion, the unification, the collaboration between people, the return of the nature, the return to this. How did they build the pyramids? How did they have spaceships coming around where we're not even able to master gravity? Well, right now they are. And so here, what took us like 100 years to get to, now in 5 years, it's going to be done. Beautiful oracle here. Inner core. Wow. That's crazy, because you see, last time I pulled this card, I didn't interpret it the same as I interpreted right now. Inner core is you see the dove with all the hands, and it's a heart, all the hands coming together. It's breaking, it's the great divide, but with the dove that's coming out of it, and the inner core. Okay, by what we have within, we're going to reconnect. I'm going to put another one. Magic, yes. What we have within. So the great divide, the competition, you see, the two faces. It's like they're cracked. I was talking about the cracked in my lungs. And you see how it's going in pieces. It's like the world great divide, but with the great divide of the world is going to open up to force us to reconnect with our hands, to reconnect with our magic, our inner light. Okay, all together. It's crazy because last time I pulled these exact same two cards last time. Wow. It's really a message, see, that wants to come out, and it wants to come out. Like, it wants to come out. every day. Yesterday, when I was talking to you about this square, like the magical square, all day my son kept bringing me crossword where you have to circle the words, you know, you have to identify words and stuff, highlight words from this crossword thing all day yesterday. And it was like, hey, look at this, look at this, look at this. And then last night I was still 3 in the morning, I was like, oh my God, what is this? The magic. Okay, this is happening now. So I know most of you watching, you're already convinced of all of it, but I also watch videos where there's super negative comments, or people are like, oh yeah, that's, you know, that's kind of exaggerated. It's not exaggerated, it's real. And so now that's why I want to talk to you about, okay, well, okay, so yeah, that was the two important point about that. I didn't finish about the underground, the visions, my first vision, and then yeah, yeah, I'll keep it for another time. But there are indeed a lot of underground basement and facilities and tunnels and stuff like that that are built. And they say the Incas, this is where they found the refugee, right? And okay, so before I get to the tablets, I'm going to talk about a few words about that, because we're talking about the Condor. So recently, that is crazy, recently when I was working with the fire letters in one of my letters paintings, these have activated such crazy, and my life, I haven't finished the painting and my life is stagnant right now. And I know it's because I need to finish the painting. Once I complete the portal, it's going to reactivate. Okay, this is why I'm recording all this week, because to put all the information. And so this is Le Secret d'Esteban by Natalie Cintanevich, which is an amazing author. And she, I do believe that she channeled a lot of information. This talks about a journey to the sacred sites as well, and the pyramids, and how there is underground. I saw before, so that was the most crazy thing, guys, because it's related to this, okay? The tablets of emerald. And I want to talk about it because, like, maybe Billy's going to talk to you about it, and you're like, oh yeah, he read the book, of course. No, I didn't even know anything about it. But the day I bought the tablets of emerald, my life started going crazy, like Jumanji. And this as well, like, oh, sorry, I yawn when I'm like, what is going on? You see that? The light, did you see that? Did you see that? I yawn when there is a spirit all the time. Like if I'm channeling something, there is a spirit, I yawn. I start yawning a lot. I thought like the light started going like crazy. I have a vision. I write something if I'm reading the book, and literally I take the book and I'm reading it. It's always on this side. It's not like I read something, oh, it gives me the idea, oh yeah, I'm gonna write this. No, it's always, you have to unlock the level, just like in the video game, you know, you unlock your first level to go to the other level. Like the drama of my life is like, when I was a kid, I never got to finish the Lion King. The video game, I got stuck in one of the level. I couldn't never go to the next level. I never found the exit, right? And so I write something. I have this vision that there is a tunnel. There is a tunnel between Florida and Egypt. Underground tunnel between Florida and Egypt. And then I read that, and she's talking how they are traveling from tunnel from like France to the US, right? From France to, where was it? Arizona or I don't know, but that was just crazy because there's an information in there that I was just like, this was written years ago. I couldn't believe it. And they're talking about the pyramids as well and how to reactivate the pyramids. And the boy is called Esteban. And you see the condors, the spirit animals as well. And this is a very good book that I recommend. There is a lot of, let me read a passage. I just think it's interesting because it's not just one book that talks about the prophecy. It's from really different people, different areas, different, everything says it. No, I'm just here making stuff up, you know, because I have nothing else to do today than just making stuff up, and all of these other people as well, they just want to make stuff up for, you know, because it's fun. No, it's because we all receive the information, and then you find confirmation, you're like, okay. And when I see how diligent the information is, like knocking at the door, okay, you say that, you go say that, you go say that, even though it feels like I'm repeating myself, it's okay, because the beautiful crystal, it's okay because you know, in school you don't learn your math in just one time. Oh, your 1 + 1 is 3 and 2 + 2 is 4, you know, it's, you have to learn it and learn it and learn it until you started accepting it and incurring it. So this is what we're doing. Okay. By the way, look how beautiful this tree is that I found at the gem show. Okay, this kind of stuff go with your crystal, your angel pack. In the angel pack, you have a wand like that. Have a wand like that. Handmade. I'm so sorry. Handmade by a healer creator. And then I add a piece of crystal. So it can be, you see a beautiful crystal like this one. So you can put your wand on it. Or it can be a tree like this one. It's like a unique piece that I add for your angel pack with 2 paintings symbolizing sacred feminine, sacred masculine, and 2 oracles like the ones you just saw. Okay, so this is big, guys. I read the 3 books. I read all of her books. This is big. It's like, it's pretty much talking about the return of the Christ energy. The return of the Christ energy, and how we kind of have these false beliefs and traditions, you know, around the religion. Who wrote the, I'm sorry, maybe I'm going to offend some people, but who wrote the Bible? Like, did literally God came and he wrote the Bible and he handed the book? Or he came, he told the story, okay, and then people brought the story on, but people were human like you and me, okay? Maybe they didn't remember it right. Maybe they didn't translate it right. Maybe, you know, they wanted to adjust history the way you like it. You know, sometimes we'll tell you a story and you don't want to give out all the details of the story. Like when I was telling you about the tunnel, you know, I was like, oh, do I want to give the exact location of the tunnel? Is it a metaphor? You know, even maybe my understanding shifted between when I received it first and what I believe is now, because I have more information. Okay, so it's the same for people who wrote the sacred text. It's still humans, okay? It's still been conveyed like this through history, and it can have mistakes too, or the way you understand it. The way you understand it can be different from a year to another. So I'm going to pull a card now from this tarot card, the Tarot de Marseille. The Sandra Jayat. I have never pulled a tarot card before. I do not know the meaning of the letters of tarot, but I don't know why I was called to do it today. To put a beautiful one of these cards. It's a long class. I hope you enjoy the company, and let's pick a card. Which one? The strength, la force. It's funny, I was talking about the chain, right? The blockchain. And you see how there's a chain here. It looks like it's broken. Free from the chains. It's like there is a child laying down. There is a cat. There's a girl. And what is he doing? The strength, card 11. And there is an Hebraic letter as well on top. Oh man, I can't see anything. Okay, let's put another one. The moon. Oh. The moon. The moon, for example, you see, when the Christians, the Catholic came to South America, you know how the Incas, they were animists. And so they would venerate the moon, the sun, the elements, the mountains and stuff like that. So what did they do now is that in the churches and stuff, they started adding elements from their cultures to their churches and stuff. So people would feel attracted to it, okay? And this is how they could integrate their messages, and it's taken generations and generations. And when you go to the jungle, at the very end of the jungle, you still find a church, you still find people who say, oh, Dios and Jesus and stuff like that. And I'm like, what about your ancestors and your culture? And they're like, yeah, we still, you know, some of them still have it, but most of the ones, the kids and new generations, they leave what they have, they're ashamed of, and they want to go to the city to do like others. And now we're the opposite. You know, we're here in America, and many people are like, oh, we're tired of this way of life. We want to build a community. We want to build earthships. We want to build, you know, self-sufficient gardens and all the stuff like that. So this is really the return of the prophecies. Okay. Now I'm gonna talk to you about the tablets. Oh my god, like, okay, the tablets of emerald. Okay, Tut. I was reading something about Tut. Where was it? I read something about Tut yesterday. I can't remember where. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, the tablets of emerald. I'm not a specialist. I just want to talk to you about my experience. Okay, so when I first, so I've already said that I wish I had the time, and actually I'm taking the time. I keep saying I wish I had the time to go and sit down and read books, and I'm doing it. I'm going to take some time now for after this adventure to a few weeks for reading. I'm going to read all these books. I want to read them completely, so maybe new information will come. But most of the time, I read a passage of the book, right? So I read a passage of the book. I write it on my Instagram, and all of a sudden, I start having like memories from my childhood, my teenagehood, stuff like that. That's like coming back, and things that start popping up on my screen, things that no one knows about it, no one. And I start going crazy paranoid, and I'm like, oh my god, what is that? I start seeing scenes from the other people's perspective, right? And that was just crazy. Like the entire world is shifting. And then so I start reading, and then I'm like, oh my god, what is this? Like, get away from me. Like, oh my god, this is too much. Like, you start playing Jumanji, and then you have, you know, the rhinos coming in your living room, and you're like, oh my god, how do we finish the game? well, you have to finish the game. Okay. So then I read another passage and I post on my Instagram as well. And it's talking about the flame, right? There will be a change of direction in the flame, stuff like that. And I was in France and we were out in the mountain with my friend Natalia, and there is a fire and all this, and we come back and literally there was a fire like a mile away from us, giant fire that burned like many miles of land. And I was like, wow, that thing is dangerous, how it manifests. But you know, it's not negative. Like I already said, the fire, the initiation by fire. And this is what I've been through since then. Initiation by fire. It's like burns your layers, you know, to renew, to welcome the new. Like in nature, when there is a fire in nature, I'm not saying go burn nature. Okay, I'm saying when there's a natural fire and stuff like that, sometimes it's positive because it renews the land, it dries out the seeds, the ashes then fly away with the wind and spread out the seeds, and there's a renewal of nature as well. Just like, you know, when you cook your food and stuff, I've talked about this before. So, but you feel it inside as well, you're like, oh, it's burning inside, so that's crazy. And they talk about, so what really struck me is that they talk about the flower of life. They talk about many characters, the masters of the elements, you know, the source, the wisdom, the dweller, all these, the children of light. List ye now to my voice and become greater than common men. Lift thine eyes upward. Let light fill thy being. Be thou ever children of light. Only by effort shall ye grow upward to the plane where light is, the all of the all. By ye the master of all that surrounds thee. Never be masters by the effects of thy life. Create then ever more perfect causes, and in time shall thou be a son of the light. Free, let thine soul soar ever upward, free from the bondage and fetters of night. Lift thine eyes to the sun in the sky space. For thee, let it be a symbol of light. Know that thou art the greater light, perfect in thine own sphere, when thou art free. So when you are free. Look not ever into the blackness. Lift up thine eyes to the space above. Free let thine light flame upward, and shalt thou be a child of the light. I really open whatever page. I didn't pre-select the passage, but oh my God, this is so good. Like, you know, there is a space when they say, hey, take them by the arts. Take them by the arts. And I've talked about this before, because the art is not something that you're reluctant to art. If I start talking about religion, this will trigger a lot of people. Okay. If I talk about food, you eat every day, right? So you have your own diet, you have your own weight, you have your, okay, if I talk about food, I will trigger some people. If I say, hey, you go vegan, you all eat meat eaters, you know, then, you know, all the meat eaters are like, oh, what's, you know, I was eating meat before. So I'm never saying, hey, you shouldn't eat meat. I'm saying what I believe now, because I used to eat meat. I used to love eating a steak. Now I'm even thinking about it, I'm like, oh, forget it. But I understand there's other points of view, right? But maybe it will trigger you, you know, oh, why is she making me feel bad? Stuff like that. The art, who gets triggered by art? Who sees an art and they're like, oh, you know, I don't even want to see. No, art is, or when you create art, you don't have like expectation. You're supposed to do it because you want to liberate, you want to create, you want to generate beauty, you want to spread out the energy. So the art is the soft way to integrate all this concept. And the prophecy says it, you know, and this is why I was like, what? And it talks about the flower of life. that I paint the flower of life all the time. And so all this, and I was watching Initiation by Matthias De Stefano on Gaia the other day, and he was talking how the sacred geometry is necessary, right? It's going to up level us to our next level of consciousness. So this is super important for me, because all of my work, it's not that I decided one day I'm going to be an artist and I'm going to make millions out of being an artist. No, it's like the art took me. It's like from the day I started painting, and I was like receiving, hey, you need to paint this. Downloads like, hey, you need to paint this. Oh my God, you have to paint this. Oh my God, paint that, paint that, paint that. And this is how I ended up with all of these paintings. Okay, the check-in, I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm going to paint it. And all of a sudden, it's like I'm astral traveling and losing my rings in the painting, and crazy stuff happened. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Am I solving some mysteries of the universe here? And like people should know about it. And then I read that, and I was like, wow, it was written from years ago that all this was going to happen. This is incredible. Know ye that in all form matter, the heart of light always exists. I, even though bound in the darkness, inherent light always exists. Once I stood in the halls of Amenti and heard the voice of the lords of Amenti, saying in tones that rang through the silence, words of power, mighty and potent, chanted they the songs of the cycles, the words that opened the path to beyond. Oh, I saw the great path opened and looked for the instant into the beyond. Saw I the movements of the cycles, vast as the start of the source could convey. Knew I then when infinity is moving onto some unthinkable end. Saw I that the cosmos is order and part of a movement that extends to all space, a party of an order of orders, constantly moving in a harmony of space. Saw I the wheeling of cycles, like vast circles across the sky. Knew I then that all that has being is growing to meet yet another being in a far-off grouping of space and of time. And meeting, it's so important, you know, to actually talk and meet with each other, even though we have this connection. And yes, we can rely on it, you know, but we're also here to live a human experience. We're also here to not forget, because it's easy for me. I isolate a lot. When I get lost into all these, I can spend days, weeks, months without seeing anyone, and just reading and writing and painting and solving all that, you know. And Tesla, all these researchers and stuff, they were the same, you know. But we're also here to create a human experience, and to, you know, once you start talking to people or be at the place. When I was at gym show, like all of a sudden I was having a bad day, I get to the gym show, and all of a sudden my energy rises with all the crystals and talking to people. I was like, wow, you forget it's important to go have fun and talk and hug and kiss, you know, the physical as well. We must not forget it. Bring all that in the matter. Knew I then that in words are power to open the planes that are hidden from man. I, that even in words lies hidden the key that will open above and below. Hark ye now, man. This word I leave with thee. Use it, and you shall find power in sound. Say ye the word Zin Uru, and power you shall find. Yet must you understand that man is of light, and light is of man. List ye, O man, and hear a mystery, stranger than all that lies near the sun. Know ye, O man, that all space is filled by worlds within worlds. Exactly what we're saying. One within the other, yet separate by law. Okay, I really wish I had prepared and found that page that says, where was it? Is it by the end? And I love that he has all his comments too. He has all his comments here, picture with Tesla. The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence, from Nikola Tesla. Symbol, pyramids, quartz, and other energies. The Stargate portal is a device which opens a doorway in space and time and enables travelers to connect 2 distant realms or higher dimensions. NASA has discovered the portals exist naturally around the Earth. Accessing them with a device may, therefore, much be easier for a start. Known as X-points, portals are born from the mingling of Earth's magnetic field with incoming solar winds. It is where the Sun and Earth become connected by an uninterrupted path. These portals open and close a dozen times each day. Magnetic reconnection via magnetic lines are forced from the Sun and Earth, crisscrossed and joined to create the opening. X-points are where the crisscross takes place. In essence, these are wormholes in space. Wow, that is crazy, because you see, I was telling you about how the energies shift. You know, my Chakradventure was on the same week ago. Sometimes right before that, I was like, oh, what medallion am I going to wear? It's intentional. I wanted to wear a big one. I wanted to wear another one. And then I was like, no, I want to wear this tiny one, this little eye right here. And I was like, I just want it to be precious and simple, you know. Come to the chamber beneath my temple. Eat not food until 3 days are past. There will I give the essence of wisdom, so that with power you may shine amongst men. So he's talking already how the food, how you feed yourself, right, interacts with your energy. There's a bunch of stuff, but my what in their mastery lies the secret of life in the body, relinquished only by will of the adept when his purpose in living is done. Okay, well, I can find which page, but leave though thy body as I have taught thee. Pass to the barriers of the deep hidden place. Stand before the gates and their guardians. Command thy entrance by these words. I am the light, in me is no darkness. Free I am of the bondage of night. Open thou the way of the 12 and the 1. Oh my God, yes. 12 and 1. I always say that, the 12 disciples, right? The 12 apostles, and plus 1, Jesus. So the connection to the divine. There is this number with the 13. The 13 is such a powerful number. So I may pass to the realm of wisdom. And I know I was born on the 13 at 1300 at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I know, like, the 13 for me, it's always been like, okay, there is something with this number 13. Okay, when they refuse thee, as surely they will, command them to open by these words of power. I am the light. For me are no barriers. Open, I command, by the secrets of secrets. Edom el alim saber sur Adam. Then, if thy words have been truths to the highest, open for thee the barriers. Okay, so when you want to go get somewhere, and they're like, hey, who are you? You know, you're not getting in. Now you know what to say. You're like, I am the light. Okay, open, I command. By the secrets of secrets. I am the light. And for me, there are no barriers. Okay, so mindset is everything. Thus finish I my writings. Keys, let them be to those who come after, but only to those who seek my wisdom. For only for these I am the key and the way. So this is an important point also that I want to say, because I feel like, oh my God, I'm revealing all the secrets. But even in the, okay, I can find the page, but all the prophecies, all of them, this one, the Incas, this one, all of this book, they have one point in common. They all have different stories, different narrative, different ways to say it, but they all say the same thing. Keep my secrets until the time comes. Okay, keep my secret until the time that you know of, until the time of the prophecy happening, the time of the transition. Okay, so the secret, because the other day I wanted to invite my friend Sherry Weiss, who is an amazing artist that we met in Miami, and she's an, oh, battery, hold on, let me plug this for quick. Pause the recording. Okay, and she's an Orisha, right? The Orisha. So I asked her a lot of questions because I've never really known. It's an African culture, right, of priestesses, and to reconnect, you know, with spirit and finding, you know, the healing from these subtle realms, right? So, and I know her, she's amazing person, goddess, priestess, you know, so I trust her confidently for all of this practice. And I asked her, you know, oh, I don't know a lot about this, so can you tell me? And she's like, yeah, not a lot of people know about it because it's been kept secret by respect for our religion and our traditions and stuff like that, and also because other cultures not necessarily accepted it. Just like everything that I'm saying right now, maybe for you it's completely normal, maybe it's not even advanced enough, and hopefully I will be providing more advanced classes also that are in my angel pack. This is kind of like introduction of everything, but maybe for some of you it's like, what is she talking about? It's completely new, and maybe have some resistance. Maybe, you know what they say, at first they will reject it, then they will mock it, then they will be curious about it, and then they will accept it, and then they will want to do the same thing. And this is how every truth happens when you're changing a habit, not because people are not open-minded, but because you don't even want to believe you've been doing something wrong, you know, and you haven't been doing anything wrong. It's just that your life, your energy is changing. Just like I've been eating meat for all of my life, and people have tried to make me a vegetarian before. In Peru, my roommate, he was trying to make me a vegetarian, and I was like, yeah, haha, yeah, right, whatever, you know, get him. I would always respect, and I would eat vegetarian. I've always loved vegetarian food, but I was like, okay, but don't try to make me one. Like, I love vegetarian, but I'm gonna eat a steak if I want to eat one. And because you're like, you don't want people to tell you, you know, hey, you've been doing wrong, hey. So it's gotta be, but then you eat vegetarian and it's delicious, and then you eat more vegetarian, it's delicious, and then you eat more. And unless there is something like really shocking, like it was happening for me, that was really like sudden from a day to another, like literally, you know, something shocked me happened that I was like, I would never eat meat again ever in my life. But if this hasn't happened, maybe that would have been like a slow transition, you know, a long time to accept it. And that's what they're talking about it in the Enigma of Machu Picchu as well. You know, there will be two ways to do it. It's either there will be like a shock and things that are going to tear people apart and make a lot of death, and this is what's happening with COVID right now, or there will be the rise of the Incas. And by the rise of the Incas, it's not just the Andean culture, it's the rise of the ancient civilization, of the ancient knowledge, of the natural remedies, the holistic and everything, that they left clues of it, and now we're here like digging the clues to find ourselves again and find our origins. Why has it been hidden? Okay, so why has it been hidden? Because the world got destroyed because of it. Okay, so all these magical things, technology, for example, I've mentioned, if you watch my videos before, I mentioned many times that I stopped talking about all this for a long time. And Natalie Chintanavich is the same thing. She completely stopped, and she doesn't want, you know, really talk about the books and stuff. She has her reason, and I respect, because the magic can be so strong that you can freak out. It can be so powerful that you can have devastating. You think for you it's normal, but for someone else it's really shocking, you know. And let's imagine, like, all of your life you're putting I don't know what example can I give you. Like, let's imagine all of your life you've been putting a lipstick, right? You've been putting a lipstick to your child. Let's say the vaccines, okay? Let's say the vaccines, okay? All of your life, you want to do the greatest thing for your child. You want him to be safe. You want him to be a great parent. Make sure he's got all his vaccines because you love them. You want them to be safe. And all of a sudden we tell you, hey, there's a bunch of bad stuff in the vaccine. You're actually poisoning your kids. You know, are you going to be like, oh yeah, well, okay, I'm going to stop doing it? No, you're going to be outraged. You're going to be like, what? You don't want to accept that you've been, you know, giving bad products, you know, to your child. Or if I give him, this has happened to me, okay? And I'm not just saying the vaccine. I've done something one day, like my son, okay, this is like super personal. It's crazy. My son, and this is why I completely stopped after that, when I say that you can curse yourself. The magic is so strong that you have to make the thought says, okay, the words are spells, the words are power. You have to be careful how the words that you use, because then you manifest it. So when you start being like, oh my God, it's out of control, just like when I was in Peru, and this day when I had this ball of fire in my hands, because I had so much magnetism from going to Machu Picchu, and I had this magnetism. I would enter a room and the light would pop up, you know, blow up. And literally to one day, I literally had a ball of fire in my hand that exploded in my face. And I was like, wow, what the hell was this? Like, can you imagine, like, you have like a ball of fire like explodes in your, I can still feel it in my hands. And I was like, whoa, oh, okay, I don't know how to manage this, you know. And then I learned, okay, I learned to channel this, to catalyze it and stuff like that. So, and one day my child got, I don't want to say it. I don't want to attract energies to that, but it's like he got something, like he got paralyzed from a day to another. Okay, my son got paralyzed from a day to another. For a month, he was paralyzed. He couldn't say what's going on. We did all the tests. I took him to the hospital every day, like freaking out to the doctors, like, oh my God, what's going on? Like, he would literally, he tried to stand up and fall on the floor. He couldn't stand on his legs. For a month, I would sit on the couch next to him, be screaming, ah! Just the vibration of me sitting on the couch next to him would shock his legs and he couldn't walk. Like, can you imagine? Like literally, from my son perfectly healthy, from a day another, he's like paralyzed, and for a month. And like, I had to carry him everywhere, I'd take to the hospital. Impossible to say, no, everything's normal, you know. And after taking like, I don't know how many blood samples and stuff like that, they do like radio x-rays on him, like literally looked like an alien abduction scene with like the doctors over him and the lights and him screaming like, ah, like nightmare. I was ready to everything. I was like, I'm going to try everything, what's going on. And so one day, you know, like someone told someone that, oh, like, hey, you got to give him potassium. You got to give him potassium. And he's missing potassium. I'm like, oh, what? Oh my God. Okay, I need to give him whatever he needs. You know, I go on internet, I write potassium, kids potassium. And I buy the first thing I see, you know, nanoparticle potassium. And I'm like, oh, a nano thing? Okay, that sounds smart thing. I'm going to buy this. And I'm reading the thing, you know, there is a limit to give him. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to give him like a good dose of it. So, you know, it's gonna work, because it's this tiny transparent thing. I'm like, it's nothing, you know. I mix it with some water. Yeah, drink this, drink this. Luckily, I didn't give him a lot of it, because I kind of forgot. I gave him once, and then I gave him a few days after another time. And all week, I keep hearing poison, poison, poison. I'm like, what? And I keep seeing, you know, poison, everything, poison. Everywhere I go, I see poison everywhere. I'm like, why I see poison? What's going on, you know? And that hit me. And I look online and I'm like, is it safe to give potassium to your kids? And I see like, don't never to give this to your kids. I called the doctor. I'm like, hey, I want to bring my son. I've been giving him potassium. I don't know why I did it. I just thought, you know, it was like a compliment. Someone told me, whatever. And literally I get to the doctor and there's like someone waiting like to take notes of everything I'm saying. Like they want to send me to jail. They're like, why did you poison your child? Why did you give him potassium? You know, so, and like start asking me questions, and all of it, I'm like trying to save my kid's life, and all of a sudden like I'm almost accused of like trying to murder him. No, that was horrible. And I don't even know why I'm talking about this, but don't give your kids potassium. We did some blood tests and he has a very high level of potassium, and they wanted to intern him and stuff. I was like, no, I just vanished, disappeared with my son, gave him like 2 liters of water every day for a week, and then he was perfectly fine. But just to say that, imagine you've been giving something bad to your kids, right? The vaccines and stuff, and all of a sudden someone tells you, hey, no, you've been injuring this person. You don't want to believe it. You're like, what? I'm not guilty. I want to do the best for them, you know? And of course you're not guilty, but it takes time for the consciousness to accept and to admit and to accept. You want to reject and be like, no, I was doing the right thing, okay? Because you get it, right? So this is why it's taking so long, and that it's layers of layers. So yeah. So wow, I think that's yeah. And you see, talking about Esteban, so just to finish the story, well, after that he did get better. I bought him a bunch of vitamins. I think he was like having a growth spurt, and I gave him a bunch of vitamins, and after that, from a day to another, I don't know, he got better. And so I really felt like there was like something energetic, right, that was on us at this time, because we were receiving a lot of attacks. This is a time where we were receiving a lot of attacks, like life was hell, really. That was horrible. And I just like can't even like, and I've completely stopped after that. I completely stopped talking about it, telling everything that I know, and you know, like feeling guilty. Oh, you're revealing the secrets, you know, like my friend was saying, you know, we're keeping the secrets, because when people reject, the culture gets like hiding. Okay, so after in the Atlantis and all this stuff, when they misused all these energies, right, got out of control, then they just had to keep it a secret. All right, and so now that's why I'm saying all this today, because all these books, they all say the same, that until the time has come to reopen that knowledge and to trust, you know, most of my things, everything I say is about trusting each other, collaboration. And who do you trust, really? All these people I introduce you that are right here in the program, you can go to any of them and like blindly trust them. Okay, it's years of research, or years of connecting with the heart, and be like, okay, we need to be able to trust each other. So do I trust you guys if you're watching? Do I trust you to tell you all this? Because yes, we need to open up and show, just like a child, when if you tell him, hey, this is not how you do it, this is not good, blah blah, his confidence is going to go bad. If you tell him, oh my God, you're amazing, I trust you, I trust so much, you can do better, I trust that you can go further. I trust that you can master it. I trust you can understand it. I trust we can do something amazing with it. Then this is going to feed this energy. Okay, so I'm tired of the secrets. I'm tired of like sugarcoating everything. Like, it's no secret. It's no secret, damn it. It's like honoring all our ancestors, all our religions, our cultures, okay? Because all the religions are valid. It's not like, oh, there is the main religions, the Christians, the Jews, the Buddhists, and all the other little indigenous tribes, they're forgotten, and all this, is crazy stuff. No, it's everyone is a piece of the puzzle. Just because everybody believes in one thing, maybe everybody's going to believe, one thing that they see on TV, and one person has the truth. Does it make like everybody right? No, even if one person has a piece of the truth, then we all a piece of the puzzle. We all matter. And all of this, it shows, okay, that why are we all researching what was going on in Egypt? Because we're curious. Okay, we want to know what was going on. Why did these people disappear? Why did their culture disappear? Where did the Enigma of the Machu Picchu? Where did the Inca go? Why did it disappear? Now we want to know. Okay, they hid. They were hiding because of that. So the only way that it's coming back, if we're telling the secrets, we stop making the secrets and we make it normalcy, because this was normal for them. It's not a secret. It's engraved literally in all the pyramids, in all the temples. It's engraved in the architecture. You just have to look at it. You just look at the mountain. You turn on the picture of Machu Picchu, and it's a face of the nature. When you go to Peru, the Pachamama, the nature, everything is talking to you. The mountain talks to you. You hear the wind whispers. So yeah. Oh, I wanted to show this one as well. The Big Book of Mars. The Big Book of Mars. They were talking about Tesla as well here. Where was it? So yeah, when the time has come, so the time has come is nice, that we reunification. The flower of life is dual. They say it in the tablets. The flower of life is dual. It shows the polarities that we're experiencing in our everyday life. It's important because all this stuff that we're fighting against, this concept about fear, or doubt, questioning, that we classify as negative. But sometimes it's good to be scared. Sometimes it's good to be scared for your child. Okay, sometimes it's good to be questioning yourself because you want to be a better person. Sometimes you go left and right, but I don't know. Where is it? The polarity, but through the painting, you can equalize. Okay, you can equalize through putting all the pieces together. At least for me, it makes me understand my own behaviors a lot and accept it. Some days I'm the kindest person, and I say I all the time because maybe you identify as well. Okay, I can speak for anybody else than me, what's going on in their own personal life. Hello, Earth. Hello. Marconi believes in receiving. He is receiving signals from the planet. Tesla, though, welcome the news. Okay, where was it? They have been receiving simultaneously in London and New York with identical identity, indicating that they must have originated at a great distance. So I imagine, oh yeah, a strange sound that I have received by wireless may be only a forerunner of a tremendous discovery. The messages have been distinct but unintelligible. They have been received simultaneously, blah, blah, blah. Not everyone was buying it, though. Some simply doubted that Martians could have the ability to send Morse code. How would they learn such a thing? Others, through atmospheric disturbance or sunspots, could have caused bizarre messages. Tesla, though, welcomed the news and hoped this might be the moment he'd been expecting. The thing, I think, that we should try to develop is a plan akin to picture transmission, by means of which we could convey to the inhabitants of Mars knowledge of earthly forms, he suggested. This would enable us to exchange with them not only simply by primitive facts, but involved conceptions. To talk to Mars seems to me only a matter of electric power and perseverance. Thomas Edison backed his fellow genius. Although I am not an expert in wireless telegraphy, I can plainly see that the mysterious wireless interruptions experienced by Mr. Marconi's operators may be good grounds for the theory that inhabitants of other planets are trying to signal to us. Yeah, Mr. Marconi is quite right in stating that this is entirely within the realm of all the possible. But you know, it's not just of the other planets. If we can develop this telepathy between us, of course we are communicating with other. You know, some days it's literally like I feel I have someone next to me, like sending me the thing. Like yesterday when we were eating with Esteban and we had this crosswords, and then after that another crossword came, and then I had this image of this crosswords, and I was like, okay, there is something here that's trying to catch my attention, so I can report it. So, but Mars and like the communication, over the years, how they, you know, how they, this is interesting as well, how, look, so yeah, images. And this one, how through the movies, they have changed and influenced our images, right? You know, this movie Mars Attack, when almost all of the aliens movies that they show, the aliens are like super mean and trying to take over the world and destroy the world. So this is another conception that's been implemented for everyone for years, just to scare us of it for some reason, to keep us away from our own sovereignty, right? All right, I'm gonna end this. So yeah, everybody now is working to bring back this knowledge, you know, and it's more and more. Okay, card from the Mother Earth Mandala Oracle. It's my oracle. To finish the day, I am giving away today a little spare blue for the third eye, but really I didn't have any participation for that. No, not really comments on my post or anything, so I'm just gonna give all this pack to someone, I think. Parallel worlds, wow, crazy. Yes, so it's kind of like, hey, talk to us about your painting. 17, today is the 17th. Look at that. Today is the 17th. Isn't it crazy? The wheel of time. Wow. See the Chakana, everything's aligning. Okay, so the parallel worlds. Just before I started, I wanted to talk about you see how there is this torus in the center, this energy center, right, at the beginning. And there is like kind of a barrier all around it that Thoth is talking about, and all the guardians around it with the pyramids and the hearts and the stars all around. So they're like doors, they're like gateways you can activate, and you can just like in Sliders, the movie, you know how they align to certain frequencies and they get to a world or another world. So this is the same concept. There's all the doors of the heart that you can travel through that. They're also the guardians. And the barriers, so there is the barriers around the energy, and the access is not always the way we think. Okay, see, it seems like it's almost like a mechanism. It's almost like I painted that, but I always see different stuff. Because when I paint, I'm also the witness of it. I don't necessarily consciously paint everything. It's sometimes I paint consciously, but afterwards, years after, I still see new layers of understanding. And like right now, I see kind of like a machine almost with energy in the center, but that's not accessible. It's not like you think, you know, Todd talks about how to get into the temple and get into the temple. And it's not sometimes the way you think. I need to get to this temple right here. Okay, this is protected like a mechanism, but this turns and activates. The entire machine itself turns and activates. And these are the doors, right? And then the energy that comes out. So you would think you have to sneak like from here to get to the center. But if you consider that you are the center, you are the energy. So the door is the heart. It's not always the way you think, okay? Take the plan that you know of. Is that creepy? See the light? See the light blinking? It's like, yeah. Okay, well, I'm so excited. You see this painting behind me? If I can show you the card with the flower of life. This painting that's behind me with the flower of life. This reminds me every day. I love this painting. I'm not selling this one. This is one of the rare paintings. All of these are for sale, but not this one. This is my personal mission, right? I reconnect. You know, when I'm like, oh, no one cares about this. This is my main thing, you know, every day. Oh, no one cares about this. No one is watching. What all my time I should be, you know, doing this for my son instead of doing all these videos, and no one buys my paintings. And it's not true, actually. People buy my paintings. I do sell quite a bit of oracle cards. I know that we are connected, and but this reminds me every time I see it. It's like, you're on earth for a reason. You have a mission here. You're here to like reconnect the grid, okay? Reconnect, establish this connection, the flower of life, the infinite expansion. That also, you see how it has the electricity all around the flower of life, the aurora borealis that you can see. It's called aurora because you can see really well, but in the original, it's all this is like kind of abalone. You see, I bought this weekend. I wish the light was so much better. The top of the world, right, where you see the aurora borealis, where you're closer to the atmosphere, and then you have the atmosphere, and it's like an electricity that's coming out of it, expanding all the way to the universe. So our mission here on earth is not only important for us on the individual level or the collective level, but for also the entire universe. And every time I see the painting and I look at the card, it reminds me why I'm here. Okay, it's a reminder every day, hey, don't give up. This and my mentors, you know. Sometimes it's not enough. I need my mentors also, you know, someone. It's important that we have a family, that we have someone who pushes us, you know, to keep going, that we believe in. Because if you don't believe in humans, Why will you do anything for them? Why will you keep doing this? I think you can achieve more, even if you don't really believe in yourself, even if you have this imposter syndrome. You accomplish more if you believe in humans and you want to do something for others than if you just believe in yourself. Because just like a child, what is the point of living your life? It's just for yourself if it's not to share the success, the joys, or the dramas, the traumas, and cheer each other up and stuff like that. This is the beauty about it. When you're like, oh wow, the world is good, this is what we need. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. I really wish I could make better videos. I'm not gonna do, this week was on Zoom. I will not do Zoom anymore. This is the only week I was inviting you guys if you wanted to take part of the conversation, and mostly nobody showed up. I mean, people showed up, but no, we didn't have like a question. We didn't have the interviews. But what I mean is that if I knew that no one really would show up for the questions, and I wouldn't have, I'm not going to do Zoom anymore because the quality is not great. I do better pre-recording the videos from my phone and editing them. It's a better quality for you guys to watch. But I wanted to do live. It's good practice also to speak live. And I wanted to open a space to show that there is an open space where you see it's authentic, and I'm not going to edit what I say. I'm going to leave it. Lots of information in this class. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow to talk about the gods and goddesses. So it's probably going to be a shorter class. Okay, we're going to take it easy. Maybe do some cards. Okay, so this one was really like, I got so much to say. The phoenix, yeah, I forgot to say the phoenix coming back, right? The condor coming back, the Inca ancestral knowledge, that we need it. We need the sacred geometry. So all of that to say, go sign up to my workshops, Metatrons Vibes, if you want to learn to paint things like this, or the Metatrons Cube, beautiful talisman like this, that I promise you, it does connect you with people, it does connect you with yourself, open up everything. I tell you everything on my classes, how to make it from A to Z, but not just the technique, but also what it opens up, where it comes from. It's not enough to just watch this one video or watch this 1 week of challenge and be like, oh yeah, I know it. Just like when I watch Dean trainings and that it resonates, or Tony Robbins. I mean, all of them, they're, they're two different personalities. It's like, and Tony Robbins is like the strength, and the protection, the inspiration. That, what I love also about them is that, how men, usually it's more women who open up. It's more women who are like sharing, the psychological stuff and everything, and you have this image of like the psychiatrist, like in The Mask, The Mask, the movie The Mask, like the guy who's like kind of like, super skeptical and stuff like that. But what I love about Dean and Tony is that, they embrace this aspect, this emotional aspect also of not only doing your business and go get it, but also aware of the importance of your emotional state, right? To be able to go through that, and that it's not just a theory of, oh, okay, you gotta go do that. And when you watch them and you listen to them, you're like, oh, that makes total sense. Have you ever heard people that like, it makes so much, they're so good at what they're saying that everything that you listen to, you're like, oh yeah, I know that. Oh yeah, that makes total sense. Oh yeah, obviously. Oh yeah, totally. Like you already know it because it resonates so much with you that you're like, oh yeah, okay. But it's not enough to just listen to it once and then keep going on your life, because 2 days after you're gonna be like, oh yeah, okay, good for them, but it doesn't work for me. And you know, no, it's every day. It's every day. I look at my painting, and my painting is like, this is your mission. You're here for a mission. Remember the Chacana, remember the Incas, okay? It's the takeover time, all right? Remember the parallel world. We're activating the gateways every day. It's like a talisman, it's like a spell in my own life that I do intentionally. This is why I do the workshop. I encourage you to sign up to the workshops, to learn how to paint, to make it become an everyday thing. Once you learn the technique, you'll be able to redo every day. And I will repeat some of the things that I say today in some of the workshops, but go deeper, go further, give you more information, more stories, and I'm going to keep doing it. You activate the code, just like eating. You can't just eat once and say, oh, that's it, I'm done eating for the rest of my life. The painting is the same. When you want to recode your DNA and activate the dormant genes, the dormant portions of your brain, right, that you don't use, it's not just because you know it. If I'm telling you, hey, there is a 90% of your brain that you're not using. Oh yeah, cool, okay, I know it. Does it mean that all of a sudden you know how to use the rest of your brain? No. It's by every day you're painting the geometry, you're connecting dots. Oh, it excites the neurons and the neural pathways that are like, oh wait, oh my god, I blew up a neuron. Oh, I don't think too hard. Okay, right, all right, let's reconnect here. Okay, cool, work. Next time, next zone. It's the same in your DNA. Okay, you're reactivating the codes. You hear a language. Like when you go to a place and you're like, oh, the déjà vu, I've seen this before. Yeah, maybe you've been here in another life. Maybe it's not a coincidence that you were called to go back to this place because you wanted to reconnect with your origin. And you go there, you feel like home, and you awaken something within you. You feel filled with energy. You're nourishing. Wakes up your DNA. And you need to keep doing it. You need to keep doing it. Okay. And it expands and it expands and it expands. Some days I'm like, oh, it's too much work. Honestly, I want to, I'd rather watch Netflix. Like some days I'm like, maybe I need like a week, you know. I always remember when I was in high school, it was the holidays, and literally, yeah, that was my goal. I was for a week. What do you want to do for a week of holidays? You're going to do a whole bunch of kind of stuff, interesting stuff? No. For a week, I want to sit on my couch, watch shows, like fun shows, the movies, whatever. Just want to do nothing and, you know, be lazy. And that was like one of the best holidays. Like literally, I was just eating ice cream, being the worst, right? And some days I'm like, man, I wish it'd be like that. I wish I'd just like watch Netflix, you know, forget about all these like crazy things that make my life crazy. But at the same time, every time I'm like about to sit down and watch a movie, and then I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, I need to figure this thing out. And just the curiosity, you know, oh, I gotta paint something. But now, yes, I need to, I need all that. I'm gonna go on a retreat and read books, no TV, but read books, just yeah. So you need the, you know, it's the learning. You go up, then you need some assimilation, integration time. But yeah, all right, I hope you have a great day, everybody. Thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. I'm dehydrated. I need to drink. Okay, hold on. Stop.